Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be something different. You must be made for me.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ari Ravon. If you're returning, what's good, rave babes? So, I got a juicy story for y'all today. Before I tell this story, I want you to know you will not be in my comments talking shit about me because we all have fucked up stories and you probably gonna be watching this like, you dumb bitch. Like, the signs were there. The signs were there. I ignored them. I've already accepted this. I've already went to counseling. I've already got my shit together. Not happening again. So, grab your water, grab your tea, grab your glass of wine. We're gonna jump right into the story. So I want to give you guys the timeline of when this happened. I'm going to tell you the background so you can I'm going to basically to give myself just a little, it's okay. All right. So this was a period of time after I had Kai. I was postpartum, just got over postpartum. My very first situationship since having Kai. I wanted a period of time where I could focus on being a mom because I had lost myself, found myself, thought I found myself, like I felt like at this point of time, with having a newborn, this is when I was ready to really venture. Like Kai had just turned a year. This was the time, right? So I met this guy. I'm going to call him B. I met B on Tinder. I think it was Tinder. Yeah, I met him on Tinder. And I had made it clear I wasn't really looking for a relationship yet, but if it happened to happen, I was open to it. I also wasn't looking for like a sneaky link. It was just casual dating, right? Because at this point, I'm like, I have a child. I'm not about to just be out here slutting it out. Like, I need to get my shit together and I need to talk to people who got their shit together. So B seemed good. Like he seemed textbook good. Like good looking, had a side hustle, had a career. He was in the military. Like he's a barber on the side. He had a nice car. He had his own house. He had no kids. Like it seemed good, right? When we would talk, it would never be sexual. Like we actually talked about like family. We talked about goals. We talked about like TV shows. Like we talked about things that weren't just like basically giving me the impression that he just wanted to bone, because right off the bat, that's not what we were doing. We were very much like getting to know each other. And he would invite me to do things that wasn't like, come over, let's fuck. It was like, let's go eat here. Let's go get breakfast. Let's, hang out. Let's go, here, let's go there, And when I did come over, eventually it wasn't like, let's have sex. It was, this is where I live. Let's watch a movie. And I watched, I can't even remember. It was a movie that my sister clowned me for because I had never seen it. Like, I'm not really big on the black movies, like the in the hood type movies. I don't really watch those, but we watched a good movie. So yeah, so that was the story. That was the beginning of it. We were really just kicking it, hanging out, talking every day. And then things started to progressing to now we're kissing, now we're, cuddling. And it seemed more and more, like now I'm bae. And, things became more intimate. So with things becoming more intimate, of course, naturally, now I'm seeing different parts of his place. So, his home was very bachelor pad. It was like black leather couch, flat screen TV, no decorations. His house had fully furnished, but nothing extra. No little knickknacks, no little cute pictures on the wall. Like very everything black, very just the man lives here, very nothing out of the ordinary, like so for me to feel comfortable at your place, I like to look around and make sure that there's nothing weird, nothing you're gonna try to kill me with later. Like, I don't know, I'm just that type of person. So like he had a 2-bedroom. One of the bedrooms he said he used for like he does barbering in there whenever he does it from home. I never went in there. I just took his word for it. I was like, oh, cool, you know, whatever. I'm cutting my hair, so whatever. Like, I've seen the room on his Instagram. His Instagram was only for business. He only posted his work on there. Nothing ever, no selfie, nothing like that. It was strictly business. And then his bedroom was different. Like, it was very clean. His closet had like stuff in it, but it was very minimal. It wasn't a full closet. Like, all of his stuff was like not like, it was half of it. Like, that was one of the things that was weird to me, but I just thought maybe, naive mind, I was like, maybe he just likes all his stuff to be on one side. I don't know. The other side had nothing on it. So I was like, whatever. And then his bathroom was another, you know, all black themed bathroom. But it was, I specifically remember it because he had gold faucets and a black marble countertop. And I thought it was so cool. It was so cute. So like nice looking, because I've never seen that. And so I was like, oh, cool, you know, whatever. But then his bed had purple, like a lilac purple comforter set. And I was like, that's weird, because I remember when I was in middle school, my older sister had this exact same comforter set. Like, why do you have a lilac feminine comforter set? And he's like, oh, my mom gave it to me. My mom helped me, you know, get my place together when I got here, you know, whatever. I was like, oh, okay, your mom, you know, thinking nothing of it, completely naive, ignoring the signs. Thought nothing of it, stayed the night, you know, like things were becoming more and more, like I said, things were becoming more intimate, things were becoming more like, yeah. So fast forward a little bit of time, couple weeks, I knew I had a trip coming up, going on a cruise with my family for about a week, 5 days, whatever it was. And I was worried that, like, because we were still kind of fresh, it had been, you know, some weeks and a couple months, it was like, I was like, what if we go this period of time, because things are not serious, they're getting serious, they're getting more serious, but we're not locked in yet. Like, what if during this period of time you find someone else, and or I come back and things are kind of weird because we haven't been talking, because I won't be able to talk to him while I'm gone. And when I brought this to his attention, he did like this really cute, like, before I could finish my sentence, he like grabbed me and passionately kissed me and was like, no, like, don't worry about that. You know, I'm not going anywhere. We're locked in. You know, I'm really feeling you. You know, like, this is, we're building towards something, you know, like, don't worry about that. And I was like, oh, you know, giving me my sense of security and reassurance. So fast forward, I go on the trip. In the middle of the trip, I was able to use the Wi-Fi to connect to my phone on one of the ports. We talked. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Everything was good. He was saying how he missed me, couldn't wait for me to come back, can't wait to see me again, yada, yada, yada. So I'm all on my trip like, my man missed me. I need to hurry up and get back home. You know, I got to get back home to my man. My man said he missed me, you know. B missed me. He said he can't wait for me to come back. My man said he can't wait for me to come back. Okay. So let me stop. So I get back and we link, everything's cool, you know, yada, yada, yada. We didn't link as soon as I got back. It was like maybe like a week later. He had said that he had been busy with work, that, you know, between the recruitment and, you know, the barbershop and picking up more clients, yada, 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 because he had been there for a period of time, but not a long period of time. So he was still building up clientele because, you know, he's military, he gets stationed around different places. And so, yeah, at one point in time, he also had went to go, I think for like a weekend or something, he said he was going to go to Savannah, I believe, to go see, not Savannah, to somewhere. He went somewhere in Georgia to go see his mother. And so that was another reason why it stalled us seeing each other, so he says. So, you know, everything's cool because, you know, I also have to work. I'm also a mom. It was like I missed him, but it was like, I understand, like, he had stuff going on. So we finally link again. Everything's cool. Nothing out of the ordinary, yada, yada, yada. That's my man, my man, my man, my man, my man. Santana always my man, my man, my man. That was me, my man, my man, my man. So remember when I said that his Instagram was only business stuff? It was never anything, you know. One day comes and he sends me a picture and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna post this on my Instagram. My best friend told me that, you know, I should. And it was like a screenshot from their FaceTime. And I was like, oh, your best friend's a girl? And he's like, yeah. Like, I couldn't see her, but I could see him. And he's like, oh yeah, you know, we've been best friends for 8 years, yada, 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 yada. I was like, oh. He's like, don't worry about it. It's never been intimate. It's never been anything like that. She's just a friend. Cool. Okay, you know, maybe he's telling me this because he wants me to feel secure in the fact that he has a female friend. Maybe one day we'll meet, you know, whatever. And I'm like, you know I've had male friends and I had never done anything with them. And I'm trying to trust that this grown ass man would not lie. Like that this grown ass man who has really nothing to lie about, because we ain't locked in that type of way for him to, you know, lie. Sorry, I'm texting. So yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, cool. So he posted on his Instagram, yada, yada, yada. I like it, you know, it's cute, whatever. Remember when they first introduced being able to post Instagram videos on your page and like you could see who liked it? But you know, if you like double tapped it a certain way, it could, like, you didn't mean to, but it'll post like who all liked it. And there was always this girl who was liking his videos, and I'm like, because once I seen her, I was like, oh, interesting, let me go look and see if she's like other things, because why are you liking videos of men getting their hair done? And like, you know, it's just a little weird. You know, I'm liking it because I want y'all to, you know, I want my man to have likes on his stuff so he can, you know, get a little clout, you know, people know that people like his work, whatever. But why was she? So I go to her page and he does follow her as well. So I'm like, this must be the best friend, because I'm also noticing on her page, she had a picture and she was in the street. And I'm like, that street looks familiar, but I'm not too sure because I don't know, but that street looks familiar. I think that street looks like the street he lives on, but I'm not sure. I can't pinpoint exactly, but it looks familiar. But I'm like, if that's his best friend, she probably was over there, you know, at some point. But it wasn't a recent picture. It was an old picture. So whatever. So, and it was like before me. So I was like, I can't really, you know, whatever. So fast forward to, there gets a point in our situationship where it seemed as if he was being more distant, and he was basically making it seem as if he was working more, which is why I couldn't see him as much. And I started to feel a type of way. And yeah, because I'm like, you live down the street, like, why can't I see you? Like, why are you not making time for me? I thought this was something serious, you know, whatever. But I didn't bring a fuss to it. I just kind of roll with the punches. But I would see him here and there. Now, it becomes interesting when a day comes where he posts something and she liked it. And so I go to her page and I see a new picture. And this new picture was posted a couple days prior. And I remember him telling me how he had this really busy week and yada, yada, yada. And I probably wouldn't see him this week. And I'm like, funny that I wouldn't see you, but here this new picture is like 2 days ago. And I know I've seen this sink before, this black marble countertop with this gold faucet. Hold please. So yes, I'm like, I know I've seen this black marble countertop with this gold faucet. She's at his house 2 days ago. And you know how Instagram stories, you can see when a new one's posted, you can see that they got one, the little red orangey thing that's around the picture. Yeah, so I was like, should I click this? Because if I click this, she gonna know that I've been looking at her page, and then she gonna tell on me, and I don't want to look insecure, but like, you was just at my man's house 2 days ago and he's telling me he busy, so now I need to look. So if I get caught, I get caught at this point. It is what it is. I'm intuition, right? So anyway, so I clicked the story and apparently they were at some type of house party, and I see him in the background, cool beans. But then come the middle of the story, there's this picture of her sitting on his lap, and they're both have their tongues out like, period, period,
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
And the caption says, "This how he be eating my ass."
This ain't no homemade.
Pardon me? This how he be doing what?
I am disgusted.
Yes. It said, "This how he be eating my ass." I was like, oh my God, my man is eating this bitch's ass. My man fucking her. Like, y'all, I was sick. I was sick. And I had literally just got done talking to him, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna talk to you soon. I'm at work. Yada, yada, yada. Mwah, 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 mwah. Talk to you later, babe, when I get off." How you was gonna talk to me later if you was just with this bitch last night? Like, please explain to me. You gonna call me on your way home before you get back home where she's at? Like, so before I messaged her, I screenshotted it and sent it to him. Mind you, I just said that he had just been texting me. When I sent him the screenshot, do you know this man read it and didn't respond? So instantly, I'm calling him. Phone's going straight to voicemail. Blocked me. I go to his Instagram. I'm about to, blah, yada, yada. I press send. Cannot deliver. Click on his page. Blocked. Gone. Nothing. He tells me nothing. Completely just blocks me. So now I'm like, I wonder, is he about to contact her? Or is he going to wait and see if I contact her first? Because I guess if I don't say anything to her because he think I'm pussy, then he gets all clean. He ain't got to explain nothing. Don't start none, won't be nothing. But wrong chick. I'm messaging her. I'm finna start it. You're not getting away with this. I'm telling on you. I'm telling. So I message her. And I'm like, and I went specifically through all of her story back to that specific picture. And I'm like, is this your man? And she's like, yes, why? And I'm like, because he's mine too. Y'all say I'm dumb. She put the D in dummy as well. If she put the D in dummy, I put the you and me both some dummies. Because she didn't believe me. And she was like, B? This B? And I'm like, yeah, that B. And she would not believe me. She wanted proof. And I'm like, he in the military. He's a recruiter. He's a barber. He works at this barber shop on this street. He lives here. He drives this car. This is his phone number. He goes by this, but this is his name. And she's like, oh, when was this? And I'm like, it started on this date, and I guess it ended today because he's just recently blocked me. And I guess in her mind, when I said that he blocked me, she's like, this bitch probably crazy. Like, they probably was just friends, whatever. Because he had told me that this girl, her, as a best friend, lived in Texas. So she's probably like, nah, like, it was very much giving me T.I. and Tiny vibes. Like, at this point, it was like, she was okay until she found out. If she's living in Texas and he's living here and they have a long distance relationship, it's probably like, when I'm not there, I don't want to know. But like, when I'm there, don't nobody need to be around. I don't want to hear nothing. Don't make me look stupid. That's what it was giving me. So she disappears. So she reappears the next day and she's messaging me with questions. She wants to know specifically what happened, because he has explained to her that I was just a friend. It was never that serious. I liked him more than he liked me. And now I'm tripping because he doesn't want to talk to me that way because I liked him more than he liked me. I was like, ma'am, I'm gonna call her A. I was like, A, that's not true. Me and him have been talking for X amount of time. I've came over X amount of times. We've hung out X amount of times. We've done this, we've done that. Like, it was very much reciprocated energy. It was very much, that was my man. Like, I can give you proof. She wanted proof. Here's the screenshots that our conversations were legit as to what I was saying. So then I was like, I didn't know he had a girlfriend. You know, like he had told me that you were his friend, that you guys have been friends for a long time. And, you know, like, it was nothing serious. I just so happened to see your name, happened to look on the same day, you know, within the 24 hours that you posted what you posted. Like, I was not expecting it to be this, you know? And she was like, he's not my boyfriend, he's my husband. Excuse me? He's your what? He's your who? Your what? And she's like, yeah, we got married on this date. Why was that date the date that I was on my cruise? That's why he was so okay with me going on this cruise and not talking to him or not being able to talk to him, because at this time he was going to be getting married and having his little mini honeymoon before she had to go back to Texas. It just all happened to work out perfectly for him. Lucky him, right? And so I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't mean to tell you what to do in your relationship, but if it were me, I have this understanding that infidelity in the military is a serious thing, and I would go and tell on him personally. Me, I would. Like, I get you're married to him, but I would tell. You're getting in trouble today, I'm telling. And she was like, well, I mean, this didn't happen, you know, before we were married. I mean, after we were married, it happened before. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, he told me that this happened before. And I was like, no, ma'am, this happened before and after. Like, this lingered until today. Like, he's like, oh, he told me that, you know, basically you was just like a one-night stand before the marriage. I was like, no, Miss Mamas, this was an ongoing intimacy before you were married and continued on afterwards. Like, it was not no one-hit quit it. Like, this is a several times thing from then to here. Like, since then. Like, what are you not getting, you know? So now she's feeling a type of way. She's not believing me. She's sticking by her man. That's her man. And she's sticking by him. And I'm like, oh. She's like, he said that, you know, you never even made it to the bedroom. You was on a couch. And I said, that's crazy because it's not true. I've stayed the night several times. And she's like, well, what color are the sheets? What color are our comforter sets? Bitch, they're lilac. The same fucking comforter set that my sister had. Like, you want me to, it's very basic. I could probably find a picture of it and send it to you. Like, what I got to lie for? Like, at this point, what do I have to lie for? What am I getting from this at this point? Because now I feel the type of way. Because you're calling me a liar. And on top of that, like, the fact that this man really was in a whole engagement. This man told me you was the best friend, and that y'all was just, it wasn't that serious. Now, I feel the type of way because I'm clearly not meaning shit to you or shit as a person that you could do something like this to me and try to discard me like I'm just nothing. Be for real, you know? So now she wants to know all of the intimate details. I'm showing her the screenshots of conversations we've had about intimacy between us. I'm telling her all of these things. I'm showing her all of this proof. And after she gathered everything she wanted to gather from what I was saying, she then continued to block me. So now I have no way of releasing the anger that I'm now feeling towards him because he's blocked me. He doesn't have any other social media, and I'm not about to go and make a fake anything to talk to him. I'm not about to do any of this. But I was able to find her on Facebook, and that's every time that he would tell me that he was too busy to see me because of his work schedule, it was when she was in town. And it kind of worked out for him because I was a homebody. So when I was not at work, I was at home with my son. So it's not like I would have seen them out in public, but it is very fucking bold that he was, considering how small the town was, that if I was to have went out, I would have seen him. Because I've even seen him in passing at the grocery store. And and this has been after this, like he would try to bob and weave around the aisles away from me because he's not even a decent enough human to apologize to me for what he put me through, like, or, how he made me feel in this whole ordeal. It was like, and I get it as a husband to his wife, making sure his wife was okay. But as a man, as a human, like, you could have apologized to me. Like, but he didn't. But anyway, so, yeah, so that's how I found out about that. And after I realized all of this and I started to like really think about it, I'm looking back like, how did I miss these signs? Like the closet, half of it being empty, in his like there was nothing ever feminine in anywhere. Like there was nothing under his his bathroom sink. There was never another toothbrush. There was never a pad, a tampon, feminine lotion, feminine soap. Like I looked all in his shower. There was never anything that insinuated anybody else was there other than him. Like the only thing was the bed sheets being purple. Like, and then for him to say that his mother came and decorated his his home, but like there's no knickknacks, there's no pictures, there's nothing decorated. She just gave you this purple comforter. Like, why did I not put two and two together? You know what I mean? And so I was hurt. Like, I ended up going to therapy because I felt like, is this how people are going to view me now that I'm a mom? That like, really, I'm just discardable. Like, I'm just a placeholder, that I have no value. I have no, it really hurt me. It really did hurt me. And I needed to get to a place of healing because I started to project that onto men who would try to enter my life. I was like, no, because you're all ain't shit. So I remember it got to a point where Kai's hair was growing and it was about time for him to get his first lineup. And I went to Dante, my mom's husband, and I was like, who does your haircuts? Because I need Kai to get a lineup. And do you know this man told me that B does his haircuts? Excuse me? Yeah, B was his barber. And I was like, no, absolutely not. I said, I can't go to him because he has me blocked. And he's like, why does he have me blocked? I'm like, because this is the man that I was telling y'all about that was married. And he's like, oh my God, it was B? Wow. Yeah, him and, her, they got a baby on the way. She's about due. So I'm like, oh, really? Don't you know so much? Like, and in my mind, I'm like, is that why, like she was gathering all this information just for her to still stay? Because after the situation, I still checked her Facebook here and there just to see if they were still together. And yeah, she stayed. She absolutely stayed. And I'm assuming it's because she was pregnant. It could be because they were newlyweds and maybe she thought that they can get over this hump. Maybe she believed him even though I showed her all the proof. Or maybe they had an open relationship and she just didn't like the fact that it was being brought to her. Like, I don't know. There's so many things that could be the reason she stayed. I would never know. But I know that she was pregnant at the time. And yeah, so like, even looking back at it, like when I think about it now, I remember like after everything came out, and I looked back through her Instagram pictures before she blocked me, she had an engagement ring on all of like majority of her pictures. But there was never any pictures of them two. You know what I mean? Like, crazy. And then like a couple months after all of this happened, she changed her Instagram name, not her Instagram, but her Facebook name to his last name. And I was like, couldn't be me. Could not be me. Cheating is one thing I cannot look past, will not look past. I'm just not going for it. Not in today's age, not in today's STD age, not knowing my worth in all of that. I would never. You cannot. Cheating is a done deal, like done deal. Especially when you're married, like you cheated before y'all got married, when you were engaged, cheated after you guys were married, like. But not judging her on anything she has decided to do other than saying that she's just as dumb as me. Like, she's just as dumb as me. But yeah, and even after I told Dante that that was B, do you know he continued to go to this man and even buys his products, his homemade bombs and all that. Yeah. But that's my story time. I'm just, we live and we learn. We go through shit. I was 20, like I was learning myself. I'm just, it taught me a lot about myself. It taught me a lot about, yeah, because if it wasn't for this, I would have never went to therapy. Therapy is an amazing resource and tool. I think that everybody should try at least once in their life, because you learn a lot about yourself, you learn about your triggers, you are able to work through things you've been through, because I feel like without it, I'd probably be in a really dark place. And not necessarily just because of that, but because it triggered other things in me that was already festering. And yeah, so I guess everything happens for a reason. So that fuck up on my part taught me, sorry, I seen a text message, taught me about myself and helped me get to a better place in life. So that wraps up this story time. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, Ray Babes. Bye.